Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give out praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of great milestone and do well. Salutation to the men of the Hope Land Since Select. This is your brother Marcus out here in Trinidad. I just want to do a little edification for the elect's sake. And the name of this lesson would be Revelation 12, the Old and New Roman Empire. Revelation 12, the Old and New Roman Empire, because a lot of times, these church Christians, they will read Revelation 12. Matter of fact, they will read the whole of the book of Revelation and attribute it to, spiritual Satan. All right, where it's not talking about spiritual Satan, it's actually talking about the Roman Empire. And if you read it, knowing history, you would see that it's talking about, and now we'll go through some Bible commentaries where they actually show you also that it's talking about the Roman Empire. So this is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, and there appeared a great wonder in the heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head were a crown of 12 stars, which we know this woman was talking about Israel. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. All right. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. All right. Now that great red dragon, all right, Esau, you call him the red man. But also when you look back at the Roman legionaries, their armor, their whole uniform, basically was red. Their shit, I think they call it the scutum or scotum, something like that. It was a big red shield. All right, they were like a big red army. All right, and that dragon, when it says that, when they talk about with the woman that crying to travail, that was actually Yahweh, Mary giving birth to Yahweh Shai. All right, the woman is Israel, but basically Mary being an Israelite, she was giving birth to Yahweh Shai. So that was when she was being in travail, because the scripture says in Hosea 11, it says, when Israel was a child, I loved him, and I called my son out of Egypt. That was talking about back then, but also Peter attributed it to Yahweh Shai when the Lord told Joseph, to return to Israel. All right, because all they had sought the child life, they dead. All right, so when it's saying Israel, when the woman in Revelation 12 and 1, it was talking about Israel, but particularly Mary when she was giving birth to Yahweh Shai. All right, going down, and the 7 heads and 10 horns is just different, how to say, domains of the Roman Empire, because they were like just like in these modern times with NATO and the EU. All right, because the name of the video is the Old and New Roman Empire, because the Esau's kingdom, all right, makes up of the NATO and the EU, which is the same red dragon. All right, so just like it have the NATO and the EU and different nations. When I say nations, I mean like Elam or what like that. I mean like different countries, coming together to form, that red beast. Is the same thing that was happening back in the ancient, in the ancient days. All right. So it says, and his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and it cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered for to devour her child as soon as it was born. That third part of the stars was talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, because that was the main part of Israel, the main tribes of Israel that was under the Roman captivity. The other tribes would have already been over in the Americas. All right. And he said it was waiting because Herod, he wanted to slay the child of prophecy, basically. That's why he told the wise men, to point out Yahweh Shai, he wanted to worship him, which he didn't. He wanted to, to stop the prophecy from coming to pass. All right. And the wise men, they were warned not to return. All right. Going on, it says, and she brought forth a man child who was to all right. It says, and she brought forth a man child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. Revelation chapter 2, it will tell you that. And her child was caught up unto Yahweh and to his throne. And that was Yahweh Shai, going to Acts chapter 1 and verse, I believe it's verse 11. All right. If I'm not mistaken, when it says the same, you men of Israel, why he was stand here gazing, the same Yahweh shall you see go up, the same he gonna come. He was caught up into heaven on the right hand of Yahweh. All right. It says, and the woman fled into the wilderness. This would have been around 70 AD, during the time of Titus, Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian, when they came against Israel and basically took Israel right down. All right, when all Israel would have scattered from the land. Who didn't die? They scattered. They went into the northern parts of Africa, the northern and western, and some of the interior. Some of them would have fled to Anatolia, all right, which would have been Asia Minor. All right, so Israel was basically scattered during those days. All right, so that is why he said the tail drew a third part of the heaven to the ground. She said the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of Yahweh, that she should, feed her 1,203 score days. All right, which that lengthy period that we spent in the land of Africa before we was. Matter of fact, even the whole scattering, the whole dispersion. Because the transatlantic slave trade, it basically started, I believe, in Zanzibar, around Zanzibar and Fort Judah, Africa. But the first group of slaves that was taken into captivity and brought to the Americas were actually taken from Italy and Spain during the Spanish Inquisition. All right? The first group, they were actually taken from Italy and Spain during the Spanish Inquisition and brought over here. All right? It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. So this here is where it jumps forward. As I said, Revelation 12, the old and new Roman Empire, because we were talking about the old Roman Empire coming down to scattering the third of the stars of heaven. But now, where we are here with the war in heaven, this actually hasn't happened yet. This hasn't happened yet. This is what going to take place pursuant to 2nd Ezra. I believe it's 2nd Ezra, chapter 13. All right, when they're going to rise up during World War III, they're going to rise up to fight against Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai going to be coming during that time, because he has to deliver the elect from the nuclear destruction, and they're going to see Yahweh Shai coming and gather together to fight against Yahweh Shai, to show you in movies like War of the World, Independence Day. All right, they're going to try to fight against the Lord Yahweh Shai. So that is that war in heaven. That is in the modern Roman Empire, which is Esau's power structure. All right, beginning with with the great whore, which is America. All right, and the NATO and the EU. All right, that makes up the power structure of Esau's kingdom, the modern day Roman Empire. I believe is the I can't remember what's on, but I think it was the Prime Minister of Britain says that Britain has her roads, roughly paraphrasing, don't quote me on it, led all the way back to ancient Rome. All right, because that is why you would notice a lot of people in Britain and England always finding Roman artifacts. All right, because the Roman Empire, it spread so far, and a lot of times when it was taken down during, I believe, 188 AD under Septimius Severus, a lot of scattering would have taken place. All right, where they might have formed, I wouldn't say colonies, but like forts or wherever the case is. All right, So they weren't like completely crushed, because the scripture said in Revelation chapter 13, the deadly wound was healed. All right, the deadly wound was healed. So they might have small groups, who knows, it might have happened under the Knight Templar, because through the Roman Catholic Church. All right, and from there they would have come back through the Renaissance under the Borgias, and from there to the elite families, because when you go into history in some of these elite families, they actually have foundations that led all the way back to the Knight Templars. All right, which would have shown that is just the Roman Empire just in their weakened, state with the blow, the wound that they had. All right, the deadly wound. All right, and it was healed, and now they're coming back to their power, but it's not as strong as it were, because Daniel, in the dream of Daniel, the toes of the beast, which were the toes of the last beast, which would have been mixed with iron and miry clay, gonna be partly strong and partly divided, partly weak. It's not gonna have the strength of the ancient times. It's gonna be strong, but not as strong. All right. So America is that, and the NATO and the EU is that modern day Roman Empire. Revelation 12 ain't talking about no war with Satan coming up from the pits of Tartarus with his demons and fighting against the Most High. Guess what? If anybody knows the might of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, is Satan, is the angels. All right. James 2:19, thou believest that there is one God, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. So if they believe and trembling, how the hell they could rise up to fight against the Most High? All right? As the scripture says, who had bewitched you that you should not obey the truth? Who had bewitched Satan to fight against the Most High? Knowing that is a sure lose. It's a sure loss. Revelation 12 was not talking about the destruction of spiritual spiritual Satan. Just like when you go in Isaiah chapter 14 and 12, Lucifer was not talking about spiritual Satan. That was the reason why Lucifer in the Bible to begin with was during the Latin Vulgate under Pope Saint Jerome. He took out morning star Sahar ben Helil, I believe that was there, Lucifer, son of the morning, and actually put Lucifer. All right, he basically changed the whole meaning of that verse, and that is why you people believe that Satan gonna fight a war against the Most High, which is not true. It's not scriptural. It's not. It's a fairy tale that has its roots going way back into ancient Babylon. All right. Going on, it says, and there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought with and his angels and prevailed not. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven, because guess what? They were cast out of rulership. They're not gonna rise up again. That the deadly wound that happened the last time ain't gonna happen. It's just like with Thanos. If you notice, Thanos is spiritual. How when the end games with Thanos, because the first wound that Thanos actually got, it was a deadly wound, and it was healed, and that is why he tell him he should have gone for the neck. So the second time around, they made sure and took his head right off. This time he saw you ain't gonna rise up again. The scripture says oppression shall not rise up a second time. All right. It says verse 9, it says, and the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He deceiving the whole world. He making them believe that that he's the chosen people of the Most High. The Lord looked like him. The Most High looked like him. The angels looked like him. Deceiving everybody that he about humanitarianism, going about destroying nations, but under the guise of he trying to help nations free them from dictatorship, where all you do is just raping the countries of their resources, where you have people in your own country suffering, veterans suffering, and you don't even care about them. All right, so you're deceiving the whole world. All right, It says, even with the philosophies, with the rainbow agenda, and equal rights, where they're doing sex exchange, and you could be whatever orientation you want. And now they're passing laws where teachers, they could, if your child want a sex change, the teachers could actually just go and do it without notifying the parents. All right. And that is just some buffoonery, and that is why the Lord Yahweh shall gonna destroy this kingdom of the beast. All right. It says, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Basically, they were destroyed. And I heard a loud voice sing in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuse them day and night. Before our power, day and night. All right. And it says now is come salvation, because guess what? When the scripture said to basically to raid the strong man's house, you had to bind the strong man first. So the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai, he coming to destroy Esau. He coming to destroy Esau and then deliver the lawful captive out of his hand. All right. He coming to deliver us out of his hand. That's what the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai coming to do. There's the book of Daniel, chapter 7. And verse 7, it says, after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, the Roman army, the Roman legionary, all right, dreadful and terrible, all right, strong exceedingly, and had great iron teeth, all right, had great iron teeth. That was the iron army back then, all right. It says, and even the Greeks, if I'm not mistaken, they were called the Bronze Army. The Greeks were called the Bronze Army. And if you notice, the part of the statue that represented the Greeks were actually bronze. Now we know that even I believe the shields and the armor of the Greeks would have been made from bronze and iron, which, the iron swords and whatnot, which the Romans would have used, obviously stronger than bronze. All right. It says, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, and devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns, 7 heads and 10 horns. We just read it. All right. And the reason why it diverse, when you go into Maccabees, it said it had a senate, it had a council. One would be elected every year in these modern time, every 4 or 5 years, depending on what part of the world they're in. All right. And they wouldn't call themselves kings, which they are kings. They are kings ruling, but they're just set up puppet leaders as prime ministers, presidents, head of states to run the country. All right. But there still are kings reigning, just like the Roman Empire still existing, but they just wouldn't call themselves the Roman Empire. They call themselves by another name, just so that people wouldn't make the comparison with America and Esau's system now with the ancient Roman Empire. But it's the same Roman Empire that's ruling now. All right? It's not some new kingdom. It's the same Roman Empire. All right? It's the same Roman Empire. Jumping down to verse 23, it says, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom, which of the statue that Nebuchadnezzar had, all right, upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. Are we seeing how it diverse from all the kingdoms? All right, is the most wicked of all the kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Years ago, I can't remember how many years ago, they said that the Rothschilds, the elite bankers, they ruled about 83% of the world. Now guess what? It might be about 90 or 95. All right? Because they can't control Russia. you know, and the nations that siding with Russia right now. So, you know, probably was at 95, but it dropped back because nations now they're saying the weak saying they are strong. So now they're going over to the BRICS. All right. So now Esau, he losing his grip on the world. But at one point he had his hands on the world. He had the world, he had a vice grip on the world. All right. He says, he says, and shall devour the whole earth and tread it down and break it in pieces. Esau went around conquering the whole earth, destroying it, as the scripture says, he's gonna destroy them that destroy the earth. And that is what Esau did. He destroyed the whole earth. Esau corrupted the whole earth. That is that fourth beast. That's that fourth beast. Because when you look at it, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persians and the Medo-Persians and the Greeks, and then the Romans, what other great kingdom came up after them? There were no great kingdoms. The only great, if you want to call it a kingdom, that came up after them was basically the Roman Catholic Church, which is still the Roman Empire. Because from Constantine, a lot of people try to give Constantine credit, saying that he fought against paganism, which he did not. Constantine was a pagan until the day of his death. He was so-called baptized into Christianity on his deathbed, which still is paganism. But Constantine never fought against paganism. He brought all pagans under one head, Roman Catholicism. And from the Roman Catholicism, there went out what? The Holy Wars. The Knight Templars were set up by the Roman Catholic Church to go out and fight in the so-called name of the Lord, to conquer nations, to bring them further under the Roman Catholic Church. And when they couldn't bring all nations on the Roman Catholic Church, they set up what? They set up Muhammad to go out and form the Islamic faith, which, you know, out there, you know, these Islams believe they're doing something separate, which is just another faction of the Roman Catholic Church. And then from the Roman Catholic Church, the Borgias came up because Pope Rodrigo the Sixth, all right, he basically the Renaissance period came up under him, under Sergio Borgia, all right. Image was set up as the son of the Most High, all right. So they was just biding time to gain back the strength while the deadly wound was healed. All right. And they came back during the 13th century, during the Renaissance period. All right. So there were no other beast, no other kingdom that came, no other superpower that came up quite like the Roman Empire. So we sure that the Roman Empire is that fourth beast. And it's that fourth beast we in know that the stone gonna come and break it in pieces. All right. We in that time when the stone gonna come and break it in pieces. All right. This is 2 Ezra chapter 11 and verse 36. It says, Then I heard a voice which said unto me, Look before thee and consider the thing that thou seest. And I beheld, and lo, as it were a roaring lion chased out of the woods. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle, because the eagle above was talking about the eagle with the 12 feathers, which is who? The Roman Empire with the 12 Caesars, from Caesar Augustus all the way down, all right? Titus, Vespasian, there's Nero, there's I think Galba, Otto, this other wicked one, what's his name? What's his name? The guy that married his horse, made his horse part of the Senate. I forgot his name. They even made a movie of this guy. He's wicked as head. Now I just can't remember his name right. But he would have came after Tiberius. Julius Augustus Tiberius. Caligula. That is the guy name. Alright? That is just some of the 12, of the 12 feathers. Alright? It says, and I heard a voice which said unto me, Look, alright, going down, verse 38, it says, Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, Art thou now it that remaineth of the fourth beast, whom I made to reign in my world? The Lord never talk about a fifth beast. Since the Lord never talk about a fifth beast, by extrapolation, by by means of basically cutting out all the nations, what nation came up? What superpower? Because all the beasts were superpowers. They said the beasts were 4 kings. What superpower came up after the Roman Empire? What superpower? All right. After they were taken down, what superpower? All right. It says, I don't not it that remaineth of the 4 beasts whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them. And the 4th came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world, and with great fearfulness. Yeah. Hey, from 1939 around there, the whole world was afraid of America when he dropped Fat Boy and Little Boy on Fukushima and Nagasaki. They were afraid because atomic bombs, destruction like never seen before. Now they're saying I don't become as weak as we have nuclear capabilities now. We have Russia siding with us, the bear. What you gonna do? All right, so they're not as afraid as they were back then. It says, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. That is America. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. If it's not Esau, if it's not the modern day Roman Empire, then who? All right, and so long dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. The so-called white man, they call him the great Satan. Hey, even Japan call him the red dragon. It says, for the earth has thou not judged with truth. He has not. All right. It says, for thou hast afflicted the meek and hast hurt the peaceable. It says, thou hast loved lies and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. What about this guy, but I forget the name of the country he wanted to, in Africa, where he wanted to the trade with gold. He wanted to bring back the gold standard, and they went and destroyed his country. All right, the image, the guy's face, he was a light-skinned dude. He had curly hair and he had a hat like a fez on top of it, and he wear glasses. The guy image, I just can't remember his name right now. All right, he destroyed Lebanon. He destroyed so many countries over there in the east. So many countries he destroyed. Iraq, just so that he could rape these countries of their resources. They brought forth fruit, but he wanted to destroy and to destroy. All right, that is why the Lord Yahweh Shai have to take him out of the way, because of much great wickedness. All right, it says, and cast on the walls of such as did thee no harm. It says, therefore is thy wrongful dealings come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. It says, the highest also looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ending, and his dominions are fulfilled. That's why you see him going down right now. It's only a matter of time. Guess what? Hey, next year could be the year. When everything starts off, next year could be the year. All right, it says, and therefore appear no more thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws. And what was the emblem of the Roman Empire? The eagle. Always America's national bird, the eagle. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of probably countries or even groups that Esau associated with the emblem is the eagle. Right? It says that all the earth may be refreshed. The whole earth is at rest since thou art cut down. Since thou art cut down, no fella is come upon us. All right? The whole earth is at rest, and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that he may hope for judgment and mercy of him that made her. You understand? So after the Lord Yahweh shall destroy Esau, we gonna dwell good. All right. So I just want to go into the commentary of Revelation chapter 12. Here's Micah. This is Matthew Paul. It says, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and they appeared to John, being yet in this vision another amazing sight, which was a sign or type of something differing from what appeared. It said, behold, a red dragon. It says, most judicious interpreters by the great red dragon understand the Roman emperors that first persecuted the Christian church. All right, so I'll stop there. But they said the Roman emperors, right? It says the 10 horns. It says are taught to signify the 10 provinces belonging to that empire, the Roman Empire, and the governors which ruled like kings. 10 kings is expounded by. It says the 10 kings. It says Strabo tells us that Augustus Caesar divided the whole empire into 20 provinces, 10 of which being more quiet. It says he gave to the people to govern. It says and other 10 he reserved to his own government. It says the 7 crowns are expounded by 7 kings, Revelation 17:10. All right. Gills. It says, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, or sign, which represents the woman in the church, or the church's adversary Satan. Not that he was in heaven, in the third heaven, the place of glory and happiness, nor out of that he had been cast long ago, but in his great power and authority here on earth, particularly in the Roman Empire, where the church was laboring to bring forth the man child, which not the church, that was Mary bringing forth Yahushua. I don't know how they could miss that. It clearly saying Yahushua. All right. It says, behold the great red dragon, the devil, as it is explained in Revelation 12:9, though not he in person, but the heathen Roman Empire, or the heathen Roman emperors, acted influenced, directed, and presided over by him. All right. And when you go back to, let me read this real quick. This is the book of Psalms 106 and 9. All right, so it's 109 and 6, always mixing them up. It says, Psalms 109 and 6, it says, set thou a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. It says what? It says, but the heathen Roman Empire, or the heathen Roman emperors, acted influenced, directed, and presided over by him, by Satan. And it's true. The Lord Yahweh Shemel shall have Satan working there to bring them onto the great day of destruction. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter, is it 16? Yes, Revelation 16:14. It says, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth, we just read it, and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Almighty. Jeremiah chapter 50 and 23 says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou was deceived and not aware. The Lord have them unclean spirits working with Esau, have Satan working with Esau to bring them to their own destruction, to their own ruin, and then they're not realizing it. They're not realizing it. That is for their own destruction. All right? It's for their own destruction. All right? And when you go back and you read in 2nd Ezra, it says what? It says that when the Lord destroyed them, basically everybody gonna go back to living good. All right. So after because there was a little peace after Esau was taken on the first time with that deadly wound, but they were the first. I think it was the 5 righteous emperors, the 5 righteous emperors. All right. And they were Jake. There was Septimius Severus, there was Caracalla, there was I think Pesinius Niger. I can't remember the other 2, but that was just some of them. All right, they were like peace in that era, that time, until the Roman, the Roman Catholic Church started coming back into power from Constantine all the way down until the Renaissance period. All right. So the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, when he destroy him this time, they're gonna be everlasting peace. That is why you're gonna take the wicked out of the way, the modern day Roman Empire. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Abba Shemi Al Shai. I want to give double honor to the apostles of great millstone that do rule well. Salutation to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. There's a brother Marcus out in Trinidad saying shalom and stay strong. Shalom.